Check 1, 2. What's happening, guys? Hey, I am just trying to get all my audio working. Check 1, 2. Hey, hey, hey. Check 1, 2. Hey, hey, hey. Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. What's happening, David? Trying to get the audio here. Sounding a little bit distorted, so I'm just trying to work with it. I'm willing to bet you're racing. Ah, GHO, nice. I'm slowly getting it clearer. Check 1, 2. Hey, hey, hey. Check 1, 2. Oh man, this thing is like it's a fine balance. That feels good. How does that feel to you, David? I think the cars are due, I think they're March 1st. I'm going to put it up on Redline Derby soon. I'm working on it here. Yeah, I don't have a lot of the GHOs either, man, but the ones I have, I absolutely love. You just reworked 19. Yeah, you got a few. Do you hear a wicked hum on your end, David? Copy that. I might have to try to use a little bit of different audio here. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, man, -1 degree. That's wicked. Check, check, check. How's that sound? Feel good? Gotcha. Thank you, buddy. All right, so I'm gonna get to this. I actually redid the camera here at the end so that you can see a much better finish line cam. And the top is about the same, but camera 1, camera 2, and camera 3. Yeah, it's supposed to be down to like 20, probably 25 tonight. Drinking a couple home brews. I have a little brewery here at my house, and having a nice session IPA. It's about a upper 5%. It's a good one. So what I'm going to do is I have 24 cars here. They literally have just been sitting here. So I'm going to show them to the camera, the pairs that we've got, and I'm just going to run them just to make sure that everything that I'm doing here is running pretty smoothly. Make sure that the camera angles are going good. If you would, just give me some feedback. If anything you see is kind of crappy, let me know. All right. So first two cars that are going to be going up, got this Johnny Lightning going up against, what's this thing called? Backwoods Bomber. So these two are going together. There was no rhyme or reason to why I have these in this order, but we're just going to have fun with them and do some racing. I have no idea. They're not in any specific order. They're just kind of sitting here, and I just wanted to run, see, just in case if I do a bracket or a mail-in or anything like that. So got the truck in lane number 2. Camaro in lane number 1. Here we go. All right, 29. 29 by the truck, 33. Gotta beat a 29. Switching lanes. Yeah, who knows if any of these cars are actually fast, but we're just having fun. All right, switch lanes. Truck is now in lane 1. Johnny Lightning in lane 2. Here we go in 3, 2. Woo! Truck running a 30 in the other lane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the losers just out to the side here. Put the winners up here so I know who gets to move on. All right, up next, we've got the Fast and Furious, or not Fast and Furious, Faster Than Ever Chrysler versus one of these daggone things. What is this thing? I can't even remember the name of these. They have stupid names and I can never get them right. All right, let's take it to the top. It's not Claire Gunzer, it's, who knows? Golly, somebody chime in if you're watching. Who you got? You got the FTEs or the Cry Pillar? David, you are way too good at that, man. I have no damn idea. All right, here we go. They are at the starting gate. 300 in lane 2. Cry Pillar in lane 1. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Damn, that was a good race. Great race. And Chrysler got him at the end, running a 1620. 1620 for the Chrysler. I'm working on another Chrysler that's got quite a bit of balls to it. Hoping to see some really good times out of that. Switching lanes. Cry Pillar has got to beat a 1620 to advance. Here we go in 3, 2. Whew, 29, not gonna happen. All right, 300 will face the truck. Again. All right, this should be a good race. Up next, got the Bubble Gunner, red, white, and blue Bubble Gunner versus one of the yellow Solairs. Stick it to the top. What's up, Anthony? How you doing, buddy? South of the North Carolina, Virginia line. Where you at? All right. We'll put the Solaire in lane 1. Bubble Gunner in lane 2. Sorry if you hear a bunch of bouncing around. I have 2 kids that are wild. Elevation. The first Cry Pillar I got was real fast. I dropped it and bent it. Now, been there, done that, brother. Definitely been there and done that. All right. Stokes County. Is that in North Carolina, Anthony? Here we go. Run number 1. Really good race. Really good race. Got a 15 on the Bubble Gunner to a 20 on the Solaire. Let's switch lanes. Good run by that Bubble Gunner. I have juiced this one in the last month or so, so that's definitely why that one hooked up. All right, we got our lanes switched. Got to beat a 1615. Does the Solaire. Here we go in 3, 2. Oof. Bubble Gunner with a 17. Bubble Gunner will be moving on. Going to the losers bracket. Up next, should be a good matchup. Got a front running Fairmont versus everyone's car they love to hate but still use it and probably have 20 of them. The Time Machine with the wagon wheels. Let's make sure our axles aren't pinched here. Take her to the top. Front running Fairmont's going to go in lane 1 with the Time Machine going in lane number 2. Who you got on this one? Anybody? Any predictions on this one? Let's run them. Here we go. In 3, 2. Woo! Time Machine got out on that Fairmont. Got out on the Fairmont. That Fairmont has not been worked. It's one that I got just to have fun with. Bipolar Fairmont. Yep. Watch, I'll switch lanes on it. I'll go up here, switch lanes, and this Fairmont will blast out a 1598. That's just how things work with the Fairmonts. Switching lanes, Fairmont going into lane 1, or into, I don't even know what the times were on that last one. All I know is that the DeLorean won. I probably should have been paying better attention. I'm just having fun. I can tell you that Fairmont is not going to switch up that much. Here we go. Run number 2. Winner of this one moves on. 1611. That's a good running little Time Machine. Time Machine will be moving on. Fairmont goes over to the losers bracket. Up next, come on, the gold Ferrari F40s versus, this is a new casting, Volkswagen ID Buzz. I did work this one. I thought this one had a little bit of potential. I'm talking about the Volkswagen, but it's just so light. It's hard to find that elite speed with them being that light. Volkswagen is going to go into lane 1. F40 into lane number 2. Here we go, guys. Gonna kick it off in 3, 2. F40 with a 1620. 1620 to 1640. Switching lanes. That ID is not going to beat a 1620. Being 200 off. You never know, old Earl could show up to the game. You got that right, David. Here we go. Got to beat a 1620 to move on. In 3, 2. Way closer race though. Woo! Wow. Another 1620. Track's starting to run pretty good. That one picked up 8 thousandths. Running a lot better. All right, another Time Machine. Going up against the Matchbox taxi deal that I found there. That's the EV car, the Mustang Mach. Do I have a black GHO Supra? I do not, man. I'm slacking on my game. Matchbox going in lane 1. Time Machine going in lane 2. I think it's an obvious choice here, guys. What do you think? Run number 1. Here we go. Yep, Time Machine. Getting it done with a 1614. I think that's going to be a one and done, y'all. One and done. No way this thing's going to pick up 3/10. So that one's going to go back here into the loser bracket. Up next, a couple more that I don't really race that often. Starburst Ferrari versus the Mustang Johnny Lightning. Johnny Lightning's going to be going into lane number 1. Ferrari 308 going into lane number 2. This ought to be a pretty close little race, I think. You know how those Johnny Lightnings like to squirrel around just like the Fairmonts. Here we go in 3, 2. Got him on the big end. Johnny Lightning got him on the big end. Running a 1635 to a 1645. Switch lanes. Got to beat a 35. Ferrari has to beat a 35 if it wants to move on. Let's make sure these axles are good. All right. Here we go. Got to be to 35 in 3, 2. Whew, he was trying to do it. He beat it with a 34. But the Johnny Lightning ran a 26. So, obviously, Johnny Lightning moving on. Ferrari going into the loser bracket. Up next, another gold F40. Going up against one of the newer castings. And this one is the Alfa Romeo. I've got one that's fairly quick. It's actually number 24 in my 30 gram class. So, not too bad. We're going to start off with that Alfa Romeo over here in lane number 1. Gold F40 in lane number 2. Obvious choice to me, but who you got? Run number 1. F40 up in lane 2. Alfa Romeo in lane number 1. Here we go in 3, 2. 1617 to a 1658. That's pretty much a one and done, guys. Sorry. Not going to waste my time, not going to waste your time on a 400th beat. Up next, got one of the winter editions of the Jackhammer versus GHOs on this Camaro. Dang, David guessed that Alpha. I think he was just joking. But this one has not been worked. These sometimes out of the bag are pretty good. I got a few of these literally that were still on their cards, and I haven't worked them all. Those were some of those parking plates Hot Wheels, and I found like 5 of them that were still just brand new in the pack, and I got them all for like 10 bucks. So I had to pick them all up. All right. David saying Jackhammer. Jackhammer's in lane 2. Let's hear it go. Ooh. Ooh. Nasty. Nasty, nasty. That was a tight race. 1622 laid down by the GHO. 1622 is the time to beat. We're going to switch lanes on them. Make sure our axles are straight, not crimped in, which they actually were. Sometimes when these GHOs or the cars with the tight axles hit the bag there at the end, I've got a Crown Royal bag full of beans. Sometimes it crimps them. That's just the way it goes. Makes them shoot to one side. All right, got to beat a 22. Can the Jackhammer do it? In 3, 2. Ooh, the Jackhammer won, but was it a 21? Oh, man. Got him with a 21, a 1,000th beat. That was a killer race. That was a killer battle. That's what I like to see. All right. Up next, we have got Night Burner. It's one of those you can do this to. So Night Burner is going up against this OG Mustang convertible. Check that dude out. Kung Pao Chicken. Again with the squinky shoes. Let's head to the top. I'll put this OG Mustang over in lane 1. Night Burner over in lane 2. Night Burner has fat wheels in the back. Alrighty. Here we go. In 3, 2. Whoo! Mustang running a 40 to a 58. All right. Switching lanes. Mustang going over here in lane number 2. Night Burner going over in lane number 1. What's up, Backwoods Diecast? How you doing? Yeah, man. Now Then and Forever here in Radford is a great diecast store, guys. Check them out online. Where are you guys out, Backwoods? Here we go. Got to beat a 40. 3, 2. Oof. Not even close. Look at that. That sucker almost came off. 26. Woke up. Thing woke right on up. Might have had a little bit of WD-40 in there. Mustang doing it, getting it done. All right, up next. Got whatever the hell this thing is. It's one of those Disney Pixar cars with the skinnies on it. And I've got this crew car right here, this Redline crew car. I picked this dude up and it literally was $5. Hold on. Oh, sorry, gotta answer it if my wife. This is so hilarious. I found some price reduced sub buns and she said, "How dare you?" It's like, man, I spent $2 for some sub buns. All right. Got the crew car. All right. I'm gonna put the crew car in lane number 1. Disney Pixar Southern Gold Gasoline in lane number 2. Only saying that because I have no clue what in the hell the name of that thing is. I'm willing to bet David does. David is an encyclopedia of these things. All right, here we go. Red line in lane 1. Here we go. 3, 2. Whew, it was tight. It was tight. 16:29. 16:29 is the time to beat, laid down by the red lines on the crew car. 16:29. Switching them up. Oh, I've got to find a better way than bending down and picking up this rope every damn time. All right, guys. 16:29 is the time to beat. Laid down by the crew car. Here we go in 3, 2. Crew car started stretching his legs on that one, y'all. Slowed it down though to 16:35. Doc Hudson. Is that the name of that for real? Man, excuse me. Get a sip of this homebrew. Backwoods. Anytime you guys are up this way, man, give me a shout. Shoot me a message on Commotion Diecast Facebook page, or you can email me at commotionpodcast@gmail.com. All right. This is our final setup right here. We've got a Roadster Bite versus Formula Force. Roadster Bite versus Formula Force. All right, who you got? Who you got? Very similar castings, newer castings. Metal bottoms on both of them. Very similar wheelbase. Let's head to the top. I'm just going to call it green versus blue, because I ain't going to remember that shit. Green is in 1, blue is in 2. Who you got? Roadster. All right. Here we go. Run number 1 in 3, 2. Woo! Green. Running a 16:28 to a 17:01. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, that's one and done. I can't foresee that thing picking up 0.08 of a second. And there is our top 12. Yeah, that's right. Second round starts off. We've got the, what's up, In Search of Speed? How are you doing, buddy? All right. So we got the orange truck here going up against the faster than ever 300. Who you got? Chrysler 300 is going into lane number 1. Orange truck in lane number 2. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Woo! Tight race. Tight race. That was a great race. 0.02 of a second between the truck and the 300. 29 is the time to beat, laid down by the truck. Switching lanes. 29 is the time to beat. David got it right. All right. Here we go, round 2. Got to beat a 29 in 3, 2. Woo! FTE woke up. To a 30 though. Not enough. Not enough. Truck moving on to the next round. Up next. Bubble Gunner versus the Time Machine. Time Machine number 1. Bubble Gunner in number 2. Is audio and everything sounding all right to you guys? Not too loud, not too crazy? All right. Time Machine, Time Machine. That's a safe bet. Here we go. 3, 2. Woo! The top end of the Bubble Gunner blasts off a victory by 1/1000th of a second, guys. 1/1000th of a second. Bubble Gunner coming in on the top end. Got to beat a 16-17. That was a race. That was a race. Here we go. 3, 2. I messed up. Sorry you guys didn't get to see that, but the Bubble Gunner won with a 15 to a 17. Man, that was tight. Sorry I messed that video up. All right, another Time Machine. Is it going to go down to the F40? Time Machine going up against the F40. Backwoods, do you have a very favorite car? Like casting in general? Or like favorite car, like actual car casting, favorite mod? David's calling the F40. Yeah, so I think my favorite casting, honestly, that I love to work on, it's probably a tie. Casting that I like to build is probably an F-150. I just love those. There's a lot of options. As far as stock casting goes, I love the Ghiblis and I love the Supermans. But I tell you, those Starbursts are really growing on me. The Matchbox, just because they're so nice. It's so fun to work on. All right, we're back up to the top. Time Machine in 1. Gold F40 in 2. Here we go in 3, 2. Tight race, but the Time Machine pulls off a 16-13. Time Machine running a 16-13. Gonna switch lanes. Time Machine is now in lane 2, F40 in lane 1. All right, y'all. Here we go. In 3. Gotta beat a 16 something, 14. Time Machine gets it. Running in 11. We'll set that there. All right, I'm gonna switch this over. And I'm gonna run in here while you guys stare at that track. I gotta have myself a little pee break, and I'm gonna take y'all with me. Just is what it is. When you gotta go, you gotta go. What's everybody into tonight? Everybody having a good night? I'm about ready to make some subs in the oven. My wife's gonna make some heated subs up, hang out with the kids, probably watch a movie here in a little bit. All right, now F40 versus Johnny Lightning. F40 will be going into lane number 1. Johnny Lightning going into lane number 2. Make sure the wheels aren't stuck on this Johnny Lightning. Those things are stubborn, boy. Yeah, Backwoods. It's all about finding what you like. Obviously, there are certain things that are just for stock cars that are just the fastest of the fast. You know, every class has a car that's going to be the fastest for that class. and it's hard to knock them off. Some classes have a couple that are always battling, like the 40-gram class. You'll always see like the front-running Fairmonts and the Ghiblis, if you can find a Fairmont that's sub 50 grams. Then you've always got the Supermans and the Salt Shakers battling it out, along with the Starburst, Cosworth, or whatever, Sierra actually, in the 30 to 39.99 gram class. You just got to watch a bunch of videos, see what the top guys are using. Check out some of the races with Blue Line. He's the beast in the stock world. Here we go. Race number 1. Whew, it was tight. I'll tell you, the Johnny Lightning had him down the hill, and then he started doing this mess. And that is no good. That robs you speed. Definitely robs you speed. So 16:19 is the time to beat, set down by the F40. We'll switch lanes real quick. F40 now in lane 2. Mustang now in lane number 1. There they go. All right, here we go. Got to beat a 16:19 in 3, 2. Way closer. But the F40 runs a 16:18. Finals are going to be fairly tight, within at least 100th. All right, next pair up in round 2. Got the Jackhammer Winter Edition Ford Mustang. Mustang is going to go in lane 1. That's why I love the white seamless for JLs. Is it more narrow, David? I've never messed with it, so I don't know if it's narrower or what. All right, here we go. Sitting at the stop, we got Jackhammer, lane 2, Mustang, lane 1. Who you got? In 3, 2. Jackhammer, running it with a 16:20. That's pretty good, man. Pretty good little running car for not really having a lot of work done to it. Jackhammer is now in lane number 1. Mustang, lane number 2. Hey, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it, man. Trying to get it set up for these live racing, just doing a little bit of testing here. All right. Jackhammer ran a 20. Let's see what we got. In 3, 2. Jackhammer pulled away from him. Knocked the hood up on the on the Mustang there. What did that Jackhammer run? 16:19. Not bad. Not bad at all. What the hell am I doing? Where are these winners? This what we got? Oh, okay. I see what's going on here. That's what's going on. This one lost. And our final race. It's going to be the crew car versus Roadster Bite. All right, let's take them to the top. Roadster will be in lane 1 with the crew car sitting on red lines. Let me make sure the axles are good here. In lane 2. Crew car seems to be the consensus. I think we got us a winner here. Who knows though? In 3, 2. Neck and neck. Crew car pulled him by a fender, held on by a fender all the way down the track to run a 31. Crew car running a 31. Let's switch lanes. See if Roadster can beat that 31. I'll tell you, that's not too bad for that Roadster, being as light as it is. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Woo! Ooh, got him at the last and pulled out a 29 on him. Pulled out a 29 on the crew car. That's insane. All right, we're down to our final 6. Down to our final 6. All right, up first. Probably should have done down to the final 4, but we'll just have a buy run here. We've got Bubble Gunner versus the orange truck. Who you got? Bubble Gunner in lane 1. Orange truck is going to be in lane 2. Tell me who you got. Starting to get tighter. All right. Here we go. Let me actually get this track. Sometimes, like I said, my track's not, it free floats. And the reason I do that is so that it doesn't swell and get caught in a bind, and it makes it more consistent. Backwoods Bomb. All right, here we go. In 3, 2. Tight race, tight race. Definitive victory though for the Bubble Gunner in lane number 1. We're gonna switch it up. Gotta beat a 16-16. The Backwoods. It's got to beat a 16-16. I don't know if that's possible. Gonna have to run 12 thousandths faster if he wants to do that. Here we go, run number 2 in 3, 2. Seemed like a closer race, but no bueno. 16-13. 16-13. Moving to the finals. Red, white, and blue Bubble Gunner. Up next, Time Machine versus F40. The 2 fastest, or the fastest out of the 2, had 2 Time Machines and 2 of the F40s. Tell me who you got. F40 is going to go into lane number 1. Time Machine rolling over into lane number 2. Those Time Machines are so well built. They just look good. Everybody going with the F40, jumping on the F40. All right, should be a tight race. Here we go in 3, 2. Woo, Time Machine was out and held a half car all the way down the track. Now we're starting to get consistent teams out of the final 6 cars, which is where we want to be. 16-13. Laid down by the Time Machine in lane number 2. Switching lanes, Time Machine now will go to lane number 1. F40 only praying for a 16-12 in lane number 2. Can he beat a 16-13? We're about to find out. Here we go in 3, 2. Woo! He got him at the end. Pulled him on the big end, but it was not enough to beat the 16-13. That is insane. Really pulled it out there at the end. I'm telling you, that F40's got a little bit of juice. F40 is going to face the Bubble Gunner. Time Machine going to the end of the track. And the final race in round number 3. Got the Roadster versus the Jackhammer. Who you got? All right. What's up, Anthony? How you doing? Backwoods is not a sir. Oh, okay. Welcome to the party. All right, who we got right here? We got Roadster versus Jackhammer. Tell me who you got. Jackhammer is going to go into lane number 1. The Roadster going in lane number 2. Any predictions? Jackhammer, Dave. Over at Elevation has the Jackhammer. Jack is the pick for Jeff. Here we go in 3, 2. Jackhammer pulled him by a fender and held it. 23-17. Tell you, the Roadster was trying to come up. I watched him. All right. 1623 in lane number 1 for the jackhammer. Switching over to lane number 2. Can the Roadster beat a 1623 in lane number 1? Let's check it out. Here we go. We're at the gates. Gotta beat a 23 in lane number 1. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Woo! He was trying, but he could just not make it happen. Jackhammer moving on to the finals with a 1621. Who will face him in the finals? We're about to find out. All good. We accept all kinds around her. All right, we got the red, white, and blue bubble versus the F40. Any predictions on this one? Any predictions? F40 going in lane number 1. Bubble Gunner going in lane number 2. Both of these cars have laid down low teens. Pretty exciting race here, guys. This one really could be a final race. Elevation says Bubble Gunner. Jeff, who you got? Anthony, who you got? Backwoods, who you got? I'm going to wait. There is a little bit of a lag, so. I'm digging this finish line angle a little bit better. Hopefully everybody else. Can everybody see the timer and everything pretty good? All right, I'm going to go to the top. Here we go. Bubble Gunner versus F40 in 3, 2. Tight race all the way down within 0.02 of a second. Bubble Gunner picking up the top end victory with a 1614. Coming in hot in lane number 2 was the Bubble Gunner. Switching lanes, putting the F40 now in lane number 2. Bubble Gunner fighting for their life. Get a 1614. Can the F40 get a 1614? Here we go. This is for the finals in 3, 2. Tight race. Bubble Gunner pulls out a 17. Clinches its spot in the finals against the jackhammer. Intense, intense. That was awesome. All right, this is it, guys. This is to see who moves on to be the champ tonight. We got the jackhammer. Winter edition. Metal base. Super popular car on some of the road courses, especially over at DCR, versus the Bubble Gunner, which I have seen all over the place. Who we got? Elevation got Bubble Gunner. All right, I think that's a pretty solid bet. Let's go to the top. Bubble Gunner going in lane number 1. Jackhammer going in lane number 2. Who can lay down the fastest time, guys? Here are the finals. Bubble Gunner all the way by Backwoods. Seems pretty one-sided here. Let's see what the Bubble Gunner is able to lay down on race number 1. Here we go. Bubble Gunner. Whoo! The jackhammer was trying to come in fast on him. Jackhammer was catching them on the top end there. I tell you, usually it's the Bubble Gunner that catches the top end. Got to beat a 15. Whoo! That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. Can the jackhammer step up to the plate in lane number 1? It is do or die. This is for all the marbles tonight, guys. This is for the champ of the evening. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Just trying to get everything going and dig up a little bit of interest for this hobby, guys. Really had a good time with you guys tonight. All right, here we go. Jackhammer in lane number 1. Bubble Gunner in lane number 2. Gotta beat a 16-15. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Bubble Gunner. All the marbles, y'all. Running a 16-17 to take the W. Bubble Gunner gets it done tonight, making it the champ. Jackhammer with a hell of a try. Hell of a try. Guys, I really do appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm going to post a schedule fairly soon over at the Commotion Diecast Facebook page. Probably on Redline Derby too. But we're going to be doing a lot of live races. We're going to be doing some pick'em races where you guys can pick your car that you want to race from my collection here. We might even do a mail-in race. But I really do appreciate you guys so much. Hope you have a blessed weekend. This is Rob with Commotion Diecast. Really do appreciate y'all. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.